All right, we got a final on this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, as it were. Annoying game. They should have won that game. That was not what you want. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of consternation. I feel like that's the word I've used the most this season, consternation, in reference to this team. Because not only did they lose this game, well, I thought they played a pretty good game. I don't think it was the game itself that's going to bug people out. I think the fact that they lost the game, the fact that RJ Barrett sat on the bench towards the end of this game will bug a lot of people. And the fact that obviously the Knicks traded for an old friend today who I'm not sure anybody ever wanted to see in a Knicks uniform again. I'll touch on the Rose stuff briefly, but I'm off to do Tibbs's post-game Zoom in a few minutes, so I'm not going to be on for that long, but I will touch on it, and then I'll touch on the game, and then I'm going to get out of here. Regarding Rose, I think my two biggest concerns about the idea of trading for Derrick Rose are, one, that he's not good anymore. He's kind of washed. And two, that they were going to give up something that they shouldn't have given up. And regarding concern number two, I don't think that's much of a concern. They gave up Dennis Smith Jr., who was not a rotation player, was never going to be a rotation player for this team. Whatever. And they gave up what's probably going to be, I don't know, the 42nd pick in this draft, the 43rd, 44th. I do think there's a notion to having too many second-round picks in the same draft. This was their fourth second-round pick in this draft. Could it have come in handy? Sure. Will it? So that's one. The second thing is that the notion that Derrick Rose just isn't very good anymore. And he is, whatever he is, he's 32. I've said it a couple times. His numbers around the rim this season were pretty atrocious, are pretty atrocious. He's hitting like 46% of his shots around the rim, which is not what you want. He doesn't obviously space the floor, although he spaces the floor more than Elfrid Payton, although I don't know that anybody spaces the floor less than Elfrid Payton. But I think it's notable that the other four teams that were in on Derrick Rose are all teams that are trying to compete for a championship this year. So it's both LA teams, the Heat, and the Nets. And the Knicks got him. So I don't know that I trust the Knicks pro scouting department yet. I do trust the pro scouting departments of teams that are generally doing good things in the league. And if they think that Derrick Rose's rim finishing numbers are somewhat of an anomaly and that he's still a player that can help teams win, well, I will give the Knicks the benefit of the doubt in that they acquired someone that can help them win games. And then I think you look at how this game went down, and you look at how Miami was playing them down the stretch especially, and the fact that the Knicks didn't have a single player who could penetrate the teeth of the defense. And the closest one they have to it, crazy as it sounds, is Elfrid Payton, who I don't think any of us believe is the answer to anything. So can they use a guy with Derrick Rose's theoretical skill set? Yeah, I kind of think they can. He still gets into the teeth of the defense. He could still get to the rim. Is it going to help them as a team become 2% better, 4% better, 8% better? I have no idea. But do I think that Derrick Rose will help them in some way, shape, or form? Yeah, I do. Which then turns the conversation to, okay, well, why is it seemingly like 70% of Knicks fans ready to jump off a building at the thought of this trade? And it's because we're so conditioned to the idea of like, of course we gave up a draft asset for an old player in a team that we're not winning in a season that we're not winning a championship. And I get that. That's, old habits die hard. But if you want to believe that this season means something, and you want to believe that there is an inherent value to not being an absolute ass bag of an NBA franchise, and you want to believe that there's even more so of a value in having games that have meaning into March and April and dare I say May this season, I think you're looking for every advantage that you could get that doesn't compromise anything that actually matters. And unless the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau in their infinite wisdom, like bury Emmanuel quickly on the bench as a result of acquiring Derrick Rose, I'm sorry, but I don't see the long-term downside to this trade. Maybe I'm missing something. There's a lot of people out there a whole lot smarter than me. So if you got something else, I'll hear you out. And on that note, I see my little screen shows the New York Knicks MSG backdrop. So I'm going to have to go in a second. But I still look at everything this team is doing, and I feel very encouraged and very hopeful. They were on the second day of night of a back-to-back. They played yesterday afternoon. They came out yesterday or today. Thought they played really well. I thought they played hard. They obviously made mistakes down the stretch. They, again, did not have a penetrator. You want to get on Tibbs for sitting R.J. Barrett. Personally, I'm not. He had two shooters out there in Burks and Bullock. Bullock had the three-point shooting game of his life. Burks, I'm pretty sure, hit more or about as many threes as he missed today. I thought he was good. I thought Randall was good. I thought it was great that he put quickly out there to end the game. That was the right move. They lost. They lost to a team that went to the finals last year. A team that isn't as healthy as the one that went to the finals last year, but they still have that muscle memory. And they were desperate, and they needed to win, and they were playing a tired team. And the Knicks did what they could, and they didn't win the game. Again, am I going to go crazy about this? No. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. If anything, I wish he would have paid quickly longer. But I think the last thing I'll say is that everybody watching me, watching these games, knows the exact same thing that this franchise does, which is that they do not have a point guard. Emmanuel quickly maybe is a point guard. He's also a rookie. He's also a guy that's still learning the position. And they needed an upgrade, and I think they felt this was about the cheapest, easiest upgrade that they could get before the season starts to slip away. I'm going to reserve complete and total judgment until I see what happens with the rotation once Rose gets here, as well as if there's an accompanying trade, although I don't think there's going to be anything in the immediate future. And I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I still don't see Tibbs' smiling face, although I can't imagine he's going to have many smiles today. Obi had some good flashes tonight. Comment from Jay Nees. I agreed. It was nice to see Obi have some good flashes. I'd like to see a little bit less of the air balls from the corner, but we take what we could get. I thought he played some nice minutes. Someone commenting on Quickly's only playing 15 minutes a game. Like, again, if you're looking for the guy who's going to get on here after games and rant and rave about Quickly only played 15 minutes as opposed to 22 or 23 or 24 minutes, like, you're in the wrong place, pal. I'm sorry. I will have an inherent degree of trust in this new front office's ability to bring along their players. And if the guy who coached Quickly last year and like Kentucky's NBA affiliate feels that however many minutes he's getting right now are the proper amount of minutes, like, do you think anybody else in the world is going to be a bigger fan of Emmanuel Quickly than the Knicks franchise with the people that run it and the people that are on the coaching staff now? They're bringing him along as they see fit. You could quibble with it. I'm personally not going to. What else? Manny Ortiz. Tibbs is amazing, guys. You just need to realize Peyton is better than IQ. I love New York fans because we're so confident that we know better than everybody else, and that what we see on the floor for 7.5 hours a week encompasses the entire story, as opposed to the literal days that happen behind the scenes. There's more than you guys realize is going on. Listen to Tibbs before the game, in the pregame. Listen to the guys after the game. Having veteran buy-in and having veterans who set the tone, according to Tibbs, according to the young players on this team, according to Obi Toppin, according to Emmanuel Quickly, they're the ones saying it, not me. It's really, really, really funny to me that people want to love how hard they're playing and the competitiveness that we're seeing game after game and a top 5 ranked defense, and then completely dismiss the process that it takes to get there and be like, oh, this is so easy. He's just getting the guys are playing hard. Of course they're playing hard. Now play the guys that we want to play. It's like, okay, if it was so easy, then why didn't anybody do it the last 20 years? I love it. I don't have a long leash. I just have eyes. I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing now and compared to the last 20 years of basketball. Look, I'd love to have it all. Life doesn't work like that. You got to take what you can get. And right now, what the Knicks have and what the Knicks are giving us on a game-by-game basis is a group of guys who are playing really hard, and that involves playing, veterans more minutes than you want to see. Oh, man. It's funny. Y'all should coach basketball. Anyway, all right, here we go. I got to run, but this was fun. Join me after the next game. I think they play Miami again on Tuesday. And most definitely check out tomorrow's podcast with Jeremy, in which we will have, I'm sure, some very in-depth analysis of the Derrick Rose trade. I have a feeling Jeremy's going to feel a bit different about it than I will, although I haven't talked to him, so I don't know. Anything else? No, that's it. All right. Enjoy your Super Bowl, everybody. Peace out.